Non-deliquent payment. Not sure if this belongs in AITA or petty revenge. But at the time it all happened, my exact thought was, if that's what you want, fine. My parents both passed away in their house, requiring hazmat cleanup. The company showed up the morning after I called, which was great, and did the cleanup that day, which was also great. When I made the appointment, the technician suggested that homeowners insurance may cover the work. I filed a claim and provided the info to the technician at the time of service. When he left, he asked for the $500 deductible, which I offered to pay by card, but he requested I mail a check. The contract I signed was for a flat rate amount of under $10,000. I assumed the guy knows how to write insurance estimates and claims and that he was going to get the max amount from the insurance company, which was fine by me. He'd come out and cleaned up during a very stressful time, and I'm all about people being paid well for service. Work was performed on a Friday. The following Tuesday he called to ask where the check was, which I thought was odd. I had mailed it on Monday, told him as much, and saw later in the week it was cashed. Fast forward 2 weeks and his secretary calls me to ask if I'd heard from the insurance company. I told her they had requested pictures which I had sent, and access to the property which I'd given them, but that was it. She then told me that because insurance was taking so long, she had no choice but to send me a 2-week delinquent payment notice. I basically told her, fine, do what you have to do. I'll contact the insurance company. I contacted the insurance adjuster and he was slow to respond. A few days later, I got an email from the secretary which CC'd the insurance guy, asking about her payment. In that chain, the adjuster finally responded and attached the claim, and indicated payment had been issued. So, at this point, I had received the delinquent notice and read the contract. The contract was for a flat rate for X amount of dollars. Flat rate meaning, no matter the work. This was the bill. As I had suspected, the line item on the insurance claim was about $3,000 over the flat rate fee. Cue malicious compliance. I wrote a check for the flat rate amount, mailed it with the delinquent notice and a request for a statement indicating the account was paid in full. As well, in the email chain with the adjuster, I stated that I had received a delinquent notice from the service provider and had mailed a check. I also requested the insurance adjuster correct the line item to the flat rate amount and reimburse me, rather than issuing payment to the service provider. I really had no goal or intention of achieving anything other than, you want my delinquent payment? Fine, here it is. Figure out how to navigate this now. The insurance guy is a twit, and he never had a comment about the amount of payment or the delinquent notice. The service provider, they had some thoughts. I got a call from the service provider, and he told me that, well, holy cow, the insurance company overpaid them. How about that? He said he got my check but they had been paid already from the insurance company and they were going to mail my check back to me. This was really where I thought it was going to end. The service provider had requested and received payment from 2 entities, me and insurance, for conflicting amounts, the lower of which was a signed contract. A bit of a pickle to be in, but a pickle that they had created. Being in this pickle, the provider told me that he was going to mail me a check for the overpayment portion from the insurance company. I hadn't been trying to get extra money, but I told him great, send it on over. My insurance correspondence continued because I waited 2 months for payment from them. I mentioned the reimbursement from the service provider, but as expected, I got no response from the insurance company. So I deposited the check into the estate account, and it will just end up being part of the disbursement for my parents' estate. The day the guy came out to clean up, I had just expected him to get maximum payout from the insurance company, which was fine by me. But because they hassled me for delinquent payment, which I maliciously complied to, due to a lag in the insurance process, they ended up making almost 30% less. I realize this got lengthy. So here's the TLDR. Company sends me a delinquent notice instead of waiting for the insurance company to pay. I send said delinquent payment. Company ends up making $3,000 less because I paid said delinquent notice. Insurance companies pay out claims at a glacial rate. Shocked that cleaning company has such a short time limit for waiting. They got what they deserved. Y'all think they were trying to collect from both you and the insurance company and hope nobody noticed? I can't imagine the tragedy and trauma. But my first thought was that your parents raised a nice kid with a remarkably cool head on their shoulders. Holy cats. Friend. What they did is actually insurance fraud. They billed the insurance company for more than the contract amount. Reach out to your state insurance commissioner. They deserve the grief. L.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.